The world is vast, diverse, and filled with incredible people, and it's all been captured in one solid book. Introducing my new coffee table book, Humanity, A Glimpse of Us, which is a breathtaking collection of portraits that celebrate the unique cultures, faces, and stories of people from every corner of the earth. From the bustling streets of New York to the remote villages of the Pacific Islands, each image tells a story. Every smile, every gaze, every detail is a window into a life, a culture, and a moment in time. And this book isn't just about the amazing images, it's about connection. It's a journey around the world, right from your living room. So with this being my very first foray into authorship, I invite you all to be among the first to own this stunning collection and celebrate the beauty of humanity with me. The world is waiting. Let's explore it together. Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Vengeance. Now, he made his very first appearance in his human form in Ghost Rider Volume 3, issue number 21, that was released in November of 1991. However, he made his first appearance as Vengeance in Ghost Rider Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance, issue number 9, that was released in February of 1993. His real name is Michael Badilino, aka Mike, and he's a man from New York City that stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 250 pounds, having brown eyes and dark brown hair. However, as big as he is, he gets a major upgrade when he changes into Vengeance, then standing 7 feet tall and weighing 360 pounds, having no eyes, no hair, and at times having orange hellfire coming from a skull head, and at other times displaying purple hellfire coming from his skull, along with very enlarged fanged canines that look almost like saber-toothed cat teeth, giving him a very distinctive look when compared to other Ghost Riders. Now, as a side note, it should be recognized that Vengeance was introduced during a period when darker, more complex antiheroes were gaining popularity, partly inspired by characters like Venom. And this new character carried that mantle perfectly. Now, before his transformation into Vengeance, Michael had a distinguished career in the military, serving in the US Marine Corps and Special Forces. Following his military service, he joined the NYPD, following in his father's footsteps. As a police officer, Badilino was known for his tough, no-nonsense approach to law enforcement, often expressing approval of vigilantes like the Punisher for their lethal methods in dealing with criminals. However, Mike's life would take a devastating turn due to the manipulations of the demon Mephisto. Mephisto tricked Johnny Blaze, the original Ghost Rider, into unleashing hellfire upon Michael's father. And this supernatural attack drove his father insane, leading him to take out Michael's mother and sister before taking his own life. This horrible event left Michael as the sole survivor of his family, fueling a deep-seated vendetta against the Ghost Rider, whom he erroneously blamed for the tragedy. But being determined to exact revenge, Badilino led an NYPD task force aimed at capturing the new Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, believing him to be responsible for his family's demise. Yet, despite his efforts, the task force was unsuccessful in apprehending Ghost Rider. Being frustrated and desperate for power to confront his perceived enemy, Badilino struck a deal with Mephisto, and this pact transformed him into Vengeance, a being similar in appearance and abilities to Ghost Rider, but driven by a more ruthless and violent disposition. Now, as Vengeance, Badilino possessed moderate superhuman strength, durability, and stamina, along with low-level superhuman speed, agility, and reflexes. He could also generate and manipulate hellfire, projecting it from his eyes, hands, and mouth, as well as infusing it into weapons, like his shotgun. Vengeance also wielded mystical bone chains capable of extending and transforming into various weapons. And on a more ethereal level, he could also perceive sin in others from miles away. And this would help him enact his most formidable ability, which was his penance stare. Similar to some other Ghost Riders, this forced his targets to experience the pain they had inflicted upon others. Now, over time, Badilino discovered that his family's connection to the Medallion of Power meant that his abilities were his birthright, not merely a gift from Mephisto. This revelation actually led him to ally with Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, Johnny Blaze, and the Caretaker, eventually joining the supernatural superhero team known as the Midnight Suns. As a member, Vengeance battled various supernatural threats, including Lilith, Zarathos, and Anton Hellgate. But we would see that his methods became increasingly more brutal, leading to conflicts with his allies. His relentless pursuit of justice culminated in a confrontation with Hellgate, during which Vengeance caused a massive explosion that seemingly resulted in his own demise. However, this act led to his soul being consigned to Mephisto's realm, where he was to be subjected to eternal torment. During his time in Hell, Vengeance was offered a chance to return to Earth by Blackheart, but refused, choosing instead to endure his punishment. But eventually he was freed by Danny Ketch and played a pivotal role in defeating Blackheart. And in recognition of his efforts, Noble Kell, the new ruler of Hell, appointed Vengeance as his proxy, granting him authority over the realm in his absence. However, it must be noted that this wouldn't be the only time that we'd see Badilino bounce between Hell and Earth. Nevertheless, we'd eventually see Badilino returned to Earth and settling in Brooklyn, New York. This is when we'd see him come into possession of his coveted Hellfire shotgun, a weapon then associated with Johnny Blaze. And seeking to make some extra money, he sold the shotgun to a former cop named Kowalski, who later would take his name and become the new quote-unquote Vengeance, and aligned himself with Zadkiel in a fruitless bid to take control of heaven. Michael Badilino's journey from a dedicated police officer to the ruthless antihero Vengeance is a tale of tragedy, revenge, and redemption. His complex character arc reflects the darker, more nuanced storytelling that emerged in comics during the 90s, leaving a lasting impact on the Marvel Universe. So, for his powers and abilities, and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Vengeance Michael Badilino a rating of 7, which is a master rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe to The New Sage.